The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Keith in Philadelphia. Hey, Keith, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, a couple things, Tom. Number one, I started listening to you in 2001 and never stopped. Yep, and I owe you a lot, my family as well. Okay, this is the first time I'm calling.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Well, welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week, we go 2 hours a day, we go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Surrender and let go of the past. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right here, right now. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. You had the Dow Industrials up 490, NASDAQ up 104, S&P's up 51, gold contract up $33, trading out at $1,746 an ounce. Silver up 98 cents at $32.84 an ounce. Platinum up 22 bucks at $1,557 an ounce. Copper up 18 pennies at $3.56 a pound. Light sweet crude up 61 cents at $100.40 a barrel. Bonds down a point and 21 ticks at 141.20. Dollar index down 67 ticks at 78.47. Euro is at 134.39, and the yen is at 77.50. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're up 50 bucks. You do 1.6 billion shares. Now, this is going to be really wild, folks, and this is why. At 2 minutes of 4, we had 892 million shares. Someone come in and doubled it up on the close. Yes, doubled it up, folks. We did 1.6 billion. So, what does that mean? Well, first off, you're at 1246. That means that that game is on to go in the S&Ps and go after these highs out here. That's how that shakes out. That's the S&Ps. Dow Industrials, that was the biggest one on the Dow. Dow was up 490 points. The Dow is going to go after these highs. The high out there in the Dow right now is the 12,284 level. NASDAQ, the composite first. What we have in the composite is this. She gets up 104 points. We're at 2620. You did 2.4 billion. 500 million came in at the close. The NASDAQ is still showing that it's basically weaker. And the NASDAQ has about the same amount of volume. What the NASDAQ absolutely can do, though, is can get into about the 2684 mark. Right now, we're at the 2620 mark. If we go over to the SPY, we take a look at the SPY. What you have with the SPY is that the SPY came in with 282 million shares. You're going into 393 million. That's not enough. You go to the 3Qs, we take a look at the 3Qs. What you have with the 3Qs, she did 66 million shares, and you're going into 104 million shares. The diamonds inside the Dow, what the Dow did, we did 10 million shares, and she's going into 13 million. It looks to me like they will try to get that Dow up and over that number. They'll try to get it into that number. Now, what do we have out here this morning? What you had out here this morning, folks, is this. This is how the deal gets structured. Our Federal Reserve made a deal. Well, there's always swap lines, folks, that are with other central banks. The way the swap line works, well, there's not always. These swap lines have been extraordinary since the financial debacle in 2007. The reason being is that most large companies, which is just an absolute mind blower, finance themselves on a 24-hour basis, on short-term funding. As soon as liquidity dries up in the marketplace, which has been happening, meaning overnight money, then large companies, including GE, they can't get money. So if you can't get money, they can't operate, okay? Bottom line, this is what the Fed did for the European Central Bank and for the 5 other banks across the world. They reduced the overnight rate for foreign banks was 1% for a swap line. What a swap line specifically is, let's say the European Central Bank wants dollars. They wanted dollars, it was 1%. They cut that in half, so it's a 100% cut. So now it's a 0.5%. They will send the European Central Bank, the Japanese Central Bank, Canada Central Bank, Switzerland Central Bank, as many dollars as they want in return for whatever currency they send over to the Fed. At a certain time later, they have to basically send that back. What you have is this. What it says two different things. That the world needs U.S. dollars, folks. And why do they need U.S. dollars? Because the bottom line is that the other currencies that are out there, whether it's the euro, whether it's the Swiss franc, the companies don't need them, don't want them, all of the above. Is it going to change the structure? No. What it's going to do is this, meaning specifically in the euro. What it's going to do is this. It is going to slow down the destruction of the euro. That's all it's doing. If we go over and we take a look at the euro right now, what you have inside the euro spiked today, got to 135.33. Right now you're at 134.42. Bottom line is that the euro couldn't get off the lows either. So we'll see what type of follow through the S&P is going to do. What absolutely did happen is that last spike with volume inside the NYSE, 1.6 billion, is saying that you do have game to go out and test those highs right now. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go to Tom in Colorado. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Okay, he wanted to look at Sprint Nextel. Let's take a look at it. Sprint Nextel, the low is $2, the high $6.45. They lose 82 cents, and with Sprint Nextel, you got to make sure that I love them as a service, but the bottom line is that they're losing money hand over fist. They have a float of 2.9 billion shares, and they're saying that they lose 82 cents. This is at a consolidation, and that consolidation, the lows of that are 210, the highs of that are 301. You're at 270. I'd be real careful before I get into this, because this has not shown any sign of strength whatsoever. All this has done is shown a sign of weakness. That's how that is set up out here. Let's go to the bond market. We take a look at bonds. What you have with the 30-year bond out here today. She backs down. Now, so check this out, folks. She backs down with 135,000 contracts. That 135 is going into 600,000 contracts and going into 540,000 contracts. What that basically is saying is that, you know what, bonds are still going to go climb higher. They're going to go challenge the 147 area. If you get volume at 147, it's going to go higher. The dollar index. Now this says it all too. Dollar index out here today. This is what we did. Dollar index backs down. She did 30,000 contracts. Well, you know what, folks? She's going into 42,000 contracts. That's a rejection of lower price. The dollar got to 78.01. She's at 78.46 right now. And bottom line is that this is still building strength to do what? It's building strength to get up and over the 80.43 level. Some of the high volume stocks we had out here today, we had GE up 99 cents. So let's go to Bank of America. Bank of America, no doubt, got saved. She was teetering at $5 last night. She's trading at $5.44 right now. So that's going to basically take longer to get croaked down the other side. Not a sign of strength out there today in Bank of America, but she was up 34 cents. We go take a look at the XLF in general, which is the financials. What you have inside the financials, the low is 10, the high 17. That was up 74 cents today. She came in with 136 million shares, which is some good juice. She is going into 214,000 shares, and she's going into 232,000 shares. The 232, the low of that is $13.68. I suspect we're going to probably try to, well, actually, she has to make it by, no, this is interesting, actually. Okay, so watch what the XLF did. The XLF, folks, came into the November 1st downdraft. That downdraft, it had opened at 1320. It closed at 1283. She got to 1287. She closed at 1281. She did 136,000 shares versus 214. That right there is saying that tested, and that failed by a big amount, too, not a small amount. The second one that she can go after, however, is that 232. So you get 232 on the way down, you get 214 on the way down, you get 135 on the way back up. We go take a look at the energy sector, the XLE. What you have inside the XLE, the low is 54, the high is 80. What we did out here in the XLE, she did 32 million shares. She's running into 31 million. You know, so she more than likely is going to try to test that 72. Yeah, she could go try to test 72.90. We'll see if she get any action up at that price point. Inside the Dow, I believe the Dow is all green today. Yeah, every one of them is green. Every one of the Dow stocks are green, no doubt. They got that Dow going. They got that Dow going good. If we go over to Caterpillar, we take a look at Caterpillar. What we have inside Caterpillar, low 67, the high is 116. Caterpillar came in with 12 million shares. She's going into the swing point. The swing point up there was 97.95. I think she took it out. Actually, it's 98. Okay. Well, she's coming into a swing point, and she's coming into that swing point with big volume. You know, market-wise out here, what you do have, folks, from the Fed did do that deal. What no doubt, which is on the table, is that are they going to come in with more bread? You know, my larger take is that no, that's not going to happen. But I can tell you that the move here was about liquidity. So liquidity in itself is important to make sure that companies stay in business. You know, we can all argue that is the Fed going to save the world or not? Well, the bottom line is that I suspect, and that's what you're going to see quite a bit, I suspect tomorrow morning, and you're going to see just about everywhere, is that what big bank was in trouble, what big company was in trouble that couldn't get funding, and, you know, we'll probably find that out 2 years from now, you know. But bottom line is that that's their job, to keep companies in business. It's not their job to just give away money, but I suspect what you actually had out here, whether it's a bank, we know that the European Union is blowing up. There's no two ways about that. If we go look at the bond structure, bonds out here, you still have Italy at 6.9, which is not going to help. You get Spain at 6.1. You get France at 3.3. We go overseas. You take a look at overseas. What we had last night is that last night Shanghai got taken to the cleaners. And Shanghai, folks, has been leading all the way. And when I talk about all the way, I'm talking about for years now, on the way up and on the way down. Shanghai came down last night and came down hard. We're at 23.32. She had volume come out of it. She did 7.3 billion. She was going into 6.7 billion. Now, I suspect she'll get some kind of a bounce tonight, but this has already broke the B point of an ABC structure on the way down. That's saying you're going to see in the next couple of weeks Shanghai break out to new lows. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Come right back.